The crisp Parisian air of May 17, 2006, hummed with an electric anticipation, a sound distinct from any other. Within the colossal embrace of the Stade de France, two footballing titans prepared to clash. But for one, the night would etch itself into memory not as a triumph, but as a cruel, enduring whisper of what might have been. This was more than just a football match. It was a rendezvous with destiny, a dance with the elusive trophy that elevates clubs to legend. For Arsenal, the London Giants, this was their first-ever Champions League final, a culmination of decades of striving, a testament to a philosophy built on fluid attack and disciplined defense. They had navigated a treacherous path, embarking on a remarkable journey of defensive resilience, silencing formidable opponents, and arriving in Paris with an unbeaten record in the competition that season. Their ascent felt fated, a narrative of quiet determination against the odds. A team forged in the crucible of English football, now standing on the precipice of European immortality. Yet, the realm of elite sport, like life itself, often reserves its most profound lessons not in victory, but in the agonizing proximity to it. There is a peculiar, almost mystical burden that descends upon those who reach the summit, only to be denied the final, affirming embrace of success. It is a pain sharper than mere defeat, a unique ache born from the vision of glory, the touch of the trophy, only for it to vanish like a mirage. This is the domain of the unlucky Champions League finalists, the teams who stand on the precipice of history, only to be pushed back into the shadows of what if. For Arsenal in 2006, that night in Paris would become the definitive chapter in this universal narrative of the almost, a testament to the brutal irony of ambition, meeting an unforeseen, devastating twist of fate. The stage was set for a spectacle, a clash of styles and philosophies. Arsenal, with their renowned attacking prowess personified by their iconic captain, faced a Barcelona side brimming with emerging genius. The narrative of the game, however, took an unforeseen, dramatic turn. Just 18 minutes in, a red card, flashed with decisive finality, tore a gaping hole in Arsenal's carefully constructed strategy, forcing a tactical reshuffle that would haunt them for years to come. Despite this seismic shift, the Londoners, displaying an extraordinary resolve, defied expectations, even taking a lead against their more fancied opponents. For a precious period, hope soared, carried on the wings of a collective will that refused to yield. The dream, for a fleeting, glorious moment, seemed tangible. But dreams, especially those so ardently pursued, can be fragile. The relentless pressure from Barcelona, combined with the numerical disadvantage, eventually bore fruit. Two late goals, delivered with precision and clinical efficiency, shattered Arsenal's improbable lead, transforming the air of hopeful anticipation into one of profound collective heartbreak. The final whistle, when it came, was not a release, but a jarring pronouncement of a dream deferred, a legacy irrevocably altered. It was a defeat that transcended the scoreline, embedding itself deep within the club's psyche, becoming a poignant symbol of the fine line between glory and agonizing near miss. This was not just a loss. It was a moment where destiny seemed to actively conspire, where the very fabric of fortune appeared to unravel at the crucial juncture. The story of Arsenal 2006 is a powerful, emotional exploration of that precise moment and the lingering question it poses. Is there a real curse for those who almost touched the trophy, or merely the cruel, impartial hand of fate? Every institution, much like every individual, possesses a foundational blueprint, a unique set of origins and early influences that indelibly shape its character and trajectory. For the football club known as Arsenal, that blueprint was meticulously drafted across decades, beginning not in the grand stadiums of London, but in the humble workshops of Woolwich. In 1886, a collective of armament factory workers, driven by a simple desire for camaraderie and competition, formed Dial Square, the nascent entity that would evolve into one of England's most storied footballing houses. This genesis, rooted in working-class grit and communal endeavour, instilled an early ethos of resilience and collective effort, a spirit that would persist even as the club ascended to national prominence. The early 20th century saw Arsenal's relocation to North London and the arrival of a transformative figure, Herbert Chapman. His tenure in the 1930s was nothing short of revolutionary. Chapman was not merely a manager, he was an architect of modernity, introducing tactical innovations like the WM formation, pioneering methods of player preparation, and championing the use of numbered shirts. He instilled a rigorous professionalism, a disciplined approach that demanded precision and strategic foresight. Chapman's legacy was a deeply ingrained culture of meticulous planning and a relentless pursuit of excellence, a standard that would echo through generations of Arsenal teams and contribute significantly to their consistent presence at the sport's pinnacle. Building upon these solid structural foundations, the post-war era saw Arsenal cement its status as a leading club, consistently challenging for honors. Yet, it was the arrival of Arsène Wenger in 1996 that ushered in a profound philosophical shift, fundamentally reshaping the club's identity and its approach to the beautiful game. Wenger, a visionary from outside the traditional English footballing establishment, championed a style characterized by fluid attacking play, technical mastery, and an almost artistic commitment to possession and movement. He revolutionized player, diet, training methodologies, and scouting networks, cultivating an environment where intelligence and elegance were paramount. This radical transformation, while initially met with skepticism, soon bore spectacular fruit, creating teams that captured the imagination and redefined the very essence of English football. This era of aesthetic football reached its zenith with the Invincibles season of 2003-04, an unprecedented achievement where Arsenal navigated an entire Premier League campaign without suffering a single defeat. This monumental feat was more than just a statistical anomaly. It forged an aura of indomitable spirit and supreme confidence within the squad. It cultivated a collective belief in their unique brand of football and their ability to overcome any challenge. Consequently, the team that stepped onto the hallowed turf of the Stade de France in 2006 carried not just the weight of expectation, but the profound self-assurance born from years of unparalleled domestic success and a deeply embedded philosophy of technical superiority and mental fortitude. Furthermore, this period witnessed the emergence of a core group of players, many nurtured through the club's academy or meticulously scouted by Wenger, who embodied this new Arsenal spirit. Their journey through the Champions League that season, culminating in a remarkable defensive record leading up to the final, was a testament to the tactical discipline inherited from Chapman's era, seamlessly blended with the attacking verve instilled by Wenger. Their collective identity was a complex tapestry woven from historical resilience, modern tactical innovation, and an unwavering belief in their distinctive playing style. This combination of heritage and contemporary brilliance positioned them on the grandest European stage, a culmination of over a century of evolution and a direct reflection of the foundational elements that define the club. The path to any grand stage is rarely paved with effortless victories. More often, it is a mosaic of unforeseen challenges and crucible moments that forge character and clarify purpose. For the Arsenal squad of 2006, their ascent to the European pinnacle was fundamentally shaped by significant external pressures and the demanding lessons of past disappointments. A colossal undertaking, the construction of a new state-of-the-art stadium, cast a long shadow over the club's financial landscape. This immense capital expenditure necessitated a strategic shift, compelling the club to operate within tighter budgetary constraints compared to many of their European rivals. It meant a deliberate move away from high-spending transfer policies and a greater reliance on developing talent from within, a philosophy that, while laudable, inherently carried risks. This economic reality became a pervasive backdrop, influencing every squad decision and fostering an environment where resourcefulness became a paramount virtue. Consequently, the team that embarked on the 2005-2006 Champions League campaign was notably younger, less adorned with established superstars, and arguably more vulnerable than previous iterations. This youthfulness, while bringing boundless energy and enthusiasm, also presented a significant test of maturity and resilience. The departure of influential, experienced figures in preceding seasons left voids that could not simply be filled by direct replacements. Instead, the team had to collectively absorb the loss of leadership and adapt, requiring younger players to step into larger roles, faster than might have been anticipated. This period was a true test of their collective ability to coalesce, to find new leaders from within their ranks, and to forge a cohesive unit despite the shifting sands of squad composition. Furthermore, the European stage itself had, in previous years, proven to be a particularly unforgiving arena for the London club. Prior Champions League campaigns had ended in frustrating eliminations at critical junctures, often after promising starts. These earlier exits were not mere defeats, they were formative trials, instilling bitter lessons about the ruthless efficiency required at the highest level of continental football. The sting of those unfulfilled aspirations lingered, creating a potent desire to transcend past limitations. One can imagine the internal dialogues within the squad, the quiet reflections on what had gone wrong, and the collective determination to rectify those shortcomings. This accumulation of experiences, the financial constraints fostering a reliance on youthful exuberance, the necessity of adapting to key departures, and the crucible of previous European disappointments forged a singular resolve within the 2006 Arsenal squad. They approached the competition not merely with ambition, but with a profound understanding of the sacrifices required, and a hardened mental fortitude born from having navigated similar tempestuous waters before. The skepticism from external observers who doubted their ability to overcome the financial disadvantages and their perceived lack of big-game experience only served to fuel their internal drive. Now consider how this applies when a team faces a moment of profound vulnerability. For Arsenal, the journey through the early knockout rounds of the 2006 Champions League became a prolonged exercise in overcoming adversity, a proving ground where their defensive solidity and collective spirit were repeatedly tested and ultimately affirmed. Each narrow victory, each clean sheet against formidable opposition, was a testament to the lessons absorbed from prior setbacks. They were not merely winning, they were actively dismantling the perception of their European fragility, one disciplined performance at a time. This relentless progression, marked by an unprecedented run of shutouts, was a direct consequence of the trials they had endured, transforming perceived weaknesses into newfound strengths. The team that arrived in Paris was not just a collection of talented individuals, but a unit tempered by fire, acutely aware of the stakes and deeply committed to rewriting their European narrative. The group stage, while not without its initial hesitations, served as a vital proving ground for Arsenal, a period where a nascent belief began to solidify. Their performances, marked by a growing tactical coherence, demonstrated a capacity to absorb pressure and respond with calculated precision. Each victory, whether a dominant display or a hard-fought triumph, added another layer to their burgeoning confidence, transforming a collection of promising individuals into a cohesive unit. This methodical progression through the early rounds was less about spectacular individual moments and more about the quiet accumulation of collective understanding, a developing rhythm that would define their European campaign. Building on this newfound confidence, the knockout rounds presented ever steeper gradients, demanding an even higher caliber of performance. The encounter with Real Madrid in the round of 16 represented a psychological watershed. The hushed reverence of the Santiago Bernabéu, a cathedral of footballing history, became the unlikely backdrop for a profound declaration of intent. Faced with the Galacticos on their own hallowed ground, Arsenal delivered a performance of audacious courage and tactical brilliance. The sight of their captain embarking on a mesmerizing solo run, culminating in a clinical finish that silenced the fervent home support, was more than just a goal. It was a symbolic breaking of a mental barrier, a public declaration of their arrival among Europe's elite. This singular act of individual genius, framed by collective defensive fortitude, resonated deeply, transforming external skepticism into grudging admiration. Subsequently, the quarter-final clash against Juventus offered a different kind of trial. This was a battle of wits and endurance against a formidable Italian opponent renowned for their defensive rigidity and tactical astuteness. Arsenal approached this challenge with an unwavering focus, meticulously executing their game plan. The two legs showcased a masterclass in disciplined defending and efficient attacking, culminating in a decisive victory that further cemented their reputation as a team capable of overcoming diverse European challenges. The emergence of a young midfielder still finding his voice on the grandest stage became a narrative thread of its own, his composure and vision defying his tender years, signaling a personal breakthrough that directly contributed to the team's advancement. The semi-final against Villarreal, fraught with the tension of a final before its time, offered yet another crucible moment. The aggregate score remained agonizingly tight, culminating in a dramatic conclusion during the second leg. With the final whistle moments away and the prospect of extra time looming, a penalty awarded to the Spanish side threatened to unravel Arsenal's meticulously constructed journey. The collective breath of millions seemed to hang in the balance. However, in a moment of extraordinary composure, the Arsenal goalkeeper, with a decisive dive, parried the spot kick away, preserving their slender lead. This single pivotal save was a testament to the mental fortitude that had been cultivated throughout the campaign, a demonstration of an unyielding spirit in the face of immense pressure. It was a moment of profound relief and affirmation, solidifying their belief that they were indeed destined for the ultimate stage. Throughout these high-stakes encounters, the team's professional breakthroughs were inextricably linked to personal growth. Players who had previously faltered under European pressure now exhibited newfound composure. The tactical adjustments, often subtle but always impactful, demonstrated a collective intelligence and adaptability that had evolved over the course of the tournament. The journey was a continuous cycle of learning and application, with each challenge overcome serving as a catalyst for further development. The quiet confidence that had begun to form in the group stage blossomed into a profound self-assurance, propelling them forward with an undeniable momentum. The path to the final was not merely a sequence of wins, it was a narrative of transformation, a collective ascent where every obstacle surmounted forged a sharper, more resilient entity. As the grand spectacle unfolded beneath the Parisian night sky, a palpable tension permeated the Stade de France, a stadium transformed into a crucible of European ambition. For Arsenal, this was the zenith of their continental journey, a moment where years of meticulous planning and on-field artistry converged towards a singular defining confrontation against a formidable Barcelona side. The air thrummed with the anticipation of a legacy-defining achievement, a testament to their unique brand of fluid, attacking football. Every glance, every collective breath, underscored the monumental stakes. However, destiny often weaves intricate patterns, and the narrative of that evening took an unforeseen, devastating turn just 18 minutes into the contest. A swift, decisive action by the referee, culminating in the brandishing of a red card, fundamentally altered the tactical landscape. This immediate expulsion of their goalkeeper, a figure of calm authority, plunged Arsenal into a profound numerical disadvantage, forcing an abrupt and drastic strategic recalibration. The carefully constructed game plan, honed through months of preparation, shattered in an instant, leaving the team to navigate the remainder of the most important match of their history, with a gaping void in their formation and a palpable sense of shock. Despite this seismic shift in circumstances, the Arsenal squad, demonstrating an extraordinary depth of character, refused to yield. Against all conventional wisdom, and with a man less on the field, they found a way to defy the odds. A set piece, delivered with precision and converted with a powerful header, propelled them into an improbable lead. This moment, a fleeting glimpse of potential triumph against overwhelming adversity, was a profound testament to their resilience and unwavering belief. It was a period where their collective spirit shone brightest, momentarily eclipsing the grim reality of their numerical deficit and inspiring a surge of hope among their faithful. Yet even the most resolute defense can yield under relentless, sustained pressure. As the second half wore on, the physical and mental toll of playing with 10 men against a relentlessly inventive opponent began to manifest. The gaps, once meticulously covered, slowly widened. The energy, once boundless, started to wane. Barcelona, with their array of attacking talent, exploited these burgeoning vulnerabilities with clinical efficiency. 2 goals, scored in quick succession during the latter stages of the match, punctured Arsenal's improbable lead, transforming their earlier defiance into a poignant struggle for survival. The second, a sharp, low finish, delivered the final crushing blow, effectively extinguishing their aspirations of European glory. The final whistle, when it eventually pierced the air, was not a sound of relief, but a jarring pronouncement of a dream unfulfilled. The contrast on the pitch was stark. Jubilation for one side, profound desolation for the other. For the Arsenal players, the raw anguish was visible, etched onto their faces as they grappled with the brutal proximity of their failure. This was more than a mere defeat. It was a moment where the grandest stage of European football delivered, a cruel lesson in the arbitrary nature of fortune. The weight of the occasion, coupled with the dramatic swing of events, imprinted itself deeply upon the collective consciousness of the club. Consequently, the memory of that evening became an indelible mark, a defining moment that shaped the club's narrative for years to come. It underscored the fragile line between heroic effort and agonizing near miss, a testament to how external circumstances can converge with internal fortitude to produce a legacy tinged with both pride and profound regret. The convergence of their unyielding spirit, their tactical discipline, and the unforeseen early red card created a unique historical imprint, forever linking them to the bittersweet narrative of the unlucky Champions League finalists. The experience forged a particular kind of identity, one defined by the excruciating closeness to ultimate success, a permanent whisper of what might have been. The final whistle's shrill cry that echoed through the Parisian night was not merely a declaration of a game concluded. It was the abrupt cessation of a deeply cherished dream, an almost tactile experience of glory snatched away. For the Arsenal players, the immediate aftermath was a tableau of profound desolation, a collective slump of shoulders and bowed heads that spoke volumes more than any spoken word. The weight of the near miss, the agonizing proximity to the coveted trophy, settled upon them like a shroud. This was not a defeat suffered in a preliminary round. This was the ultimate stage, and the bitter taste of coming so agonizingly close to immortality was a unique kind of torment, one that seared itself into the memory of every individual involved. Consequently, the narrative surrounding Arsenal shifted irrevocably. No longer solely defined by their domestic triumphs or their invincible status, they acquired a new, poignant descriptor: the unlucky finalists. This label, while acknowledging their remarkable journey to the summit, also carried the indelible mark of unfulfillment, a constant reminder of the moment when the grand prize slipped from their grasp. This perception, cultivated in the media and internalized by fans, became a subtle yet pervasive influence on the club's identity. It fostered a unique kind of pressure in subsequent European campaigns, a perpetual yearning to exorcise the lingering phantom of that Parisian night, to finally cross the threshold they had so nearly breached. Moreover, the financial implications, already a significant backdrop to the club's operations, were starkly amplified by the outcome. The immense investment in their new stadium meant that Champions League revenue was not merely beneficial, it was critically important. Denied the winner's share and the enhanced commercial opportunities that accompany European triumph, the club faced an even tighter economic landscape. This financial reality subtly constrained their transfer market activities in the years that followed, necessitating a continued reliance on developing young talent and shrewd, often less expensive, acquisitions. This strategic imperative, while aligned with the manager's core philosophy, inevitably prolonged the period of rebuilding and adaptation, extending the shadow cast by the 2006 near miss over future seasons. The psychological burden on key figures within the club was also considerable. For the manager, the defeat represented a profound personal and professional challenge. It forced a deep introspection into his tactical approaches and squad management, particularly concerning the delicate balance between youthful exuberance and seasoned experience on the grandest stages. He continued to champion his footballing philosophy, believing in its inherent purity and effectiveness. Yet the sting of that particular loss undeniably sharpened his resolve, and perhaps at times fueled a stubborn adherence to certain principles. Similarly, for the senior players who had poured years of effort into the pursuit of European glory, the defeat marked a significant turning point, a moment of unvarnished truth about the capricious nature of elite competition. The captain, in particular, carried the weight of the moment with profound dignity, his unwavering commitment to the club only intensified by the shared experience of that profound disappointment. Now consider how this profound moment of adversity shaped the team's collective psyche and future trajectory. The experience of reaching the final, coupled with the particular circumstances of the loss, instilled a unique form of resilience, but also a persistent sense of unfinished business. Subsequent seasons saw the club consistently compete at the highest levels, often reaching the knockout stages of the Champions League, yet the ultimate prize continued to elude them. This pattern, consistently challenging but never quite conquering, became a defining characteristic of the post-2006 era. It underscored the brutal price of ambition, the emotional and strategic ripple effects that a single, pivotal moment can unleash across years of effort. The memory of that Parisian night, therefore, became a powerful, albeit painful, touchstone, a constant reminder of their apex, interwoven with the profound adversity that followed, forever shaping their identity as a team that stood on the precipice of history, only to be denied. The Parisian night, though long past, continues to cast a long, intricate shadow over the annals of a storied club, not merely as a memory of a match, but as a crucible where ambition met an unforeseen, dramatic twist of fate. Reflecting on this journey so far, one discerns a profound narrative woven from threads of meticulous preparation, unwavering belief, and the capricious hand of circumstance. The culmination of decades of striving, a philosophy meticulously cultivated, led them to the very precipice of European football's ultimate prize. Yet, the exquisite pain of the almost often eclipses the grandeur of the ascent, leaving an indelible mark that transcends mere statistical record. This particular saga serves as a poignant reminder that while the journey to the summit demands extraordinary resolve, the final step across the threshold can be a cruel, elusive dance with destiny. Drawing these strands together, we see how a deeply ingrained institutional character, forged through periods of pioneering innovation and sustained domestic excellence, prepared a generation for the grandest stage. The principles of disciplined execution and a distinctive aesthetic approach to the game had been meticulously embedded, creating a collective identity that radiated confidence and technical prowess. This inherent strength, however, was simultaneously juxtaposed with significant external pressures demanding a unique blend of youthful exuberance and seasoned resilience. The very fabric of their progression was a testament to their capacity to adapt, to overcome perceived limitations, and to forge a cohesive unit capable of challenging the established order. In light of these insights, the pivotal moment of that decisive encounter emerges not as an isolated incident, but as a profound catalyst. A singular, instantaneous decision fundamentally reshaped the competitive landscape, forcing an immediate and drastic re-evaluation of strategy and resources. Despite this abrupt and monumental challenge, the collective response was one of extraordinary fortitude, an improbable surge of defiance that momentarily defied the logical implications of their predicament. This period, however fleeting, underscored an inherent tenacity, a refusal to concede even when the odds seemed insurmountable. It was a testament to the sheer will that animated their pursuit, pushing them beyond conventional limits. As we pivot towards the final reflection, the lingering reverberations of that night become clearer. The financial imperatives, already a significant undercurrent, gained sharper relief, subtly influencing the tactical and personnel decisions of subsequent eras. This created a unique dynamic, where strategic prudence became intertwined with the relentless pursuit of elite performance, often demanding ingenuity over sheer financial might. Psychologically, the experience fostered a particular kind of resilience, a quiet determination to continue striving, yet it also imprinted a distinctive narrative onto the club's identity, that of the perpetual contender, often brilliant, yet perpetually shadowed by the memory of the ultimate near miss. This persistent echo of unfulfilled potential became a defining characteristic, shaping external perceptions and internal aspirations for years to come. This confluence of factors, the profound legacy of their past, the immense pressure of their present, and the dramatic turn of events on the grandest stage, culminated in an outcome that continues to resonate. It invites us to ponder the nature of success itself, the fine margins that separate triumph from profound disappointment, and the enduring human spirit that persists in the face of such agonizing proximity to glory. The story is not merely one of defeat, but of an enduring question mark, a testament to the unpredictable currents that steer the course of history, even for those who seem destined for unparalleled achievement. We are led to contemplate how such moments, even in their bitterness, can ultimately refine character and shape a club's narrative in unexpected, lasting ways. The stage is set for a deeper understanding of what remains when the final whistle blows, and the ultimate prize remains just out of reach. The image of the Stade de France, bathed in the glow of floodlights on that fateful May night, remains an indelible tableau, not simply as a scene of a football match, but as a poignant monument to a dream almost realized. For Arsenal, the echoes of that final whistle reverberate through their history, shaping their narrative not solely by their triumphs, but by the profound experience of coming so agonizingly close to the ultimate continental glory. The legacy of the 2006 team, therefore, is uniquely complex. It is a testament to extraordinary resilience and tactical brilliance, yet forever tinged with the bittersweet taste of unfulfilled potential. This singular event did not merely mark the end of a season. It fundamentally altered the club's trajectory and its relationship with the European stage. In the years that followed, the spirit of that Parisian night continued to inform Arsenal's identity. The commitment to a fluid, aesthetic style of football remained, a testament to the manager's unwavering philosophy. Yet the shadow of the near miss often accompanied their European campaigns. Each subsequent challenge in the Champions League carried an unspoken weight, a collective yearning to finally cross the threshold that had proven so elusive. This created a unique dynamic, where the pursuit of excellence was perpetually intertwined with the desire to exorcise the lingering phantom of what might have been. The club continued to nurture talent, to innovate, and to compete at the highest levels. But the memory of that final became a benchmark, a constant reminder of the fine line between historical triumph and enduring regret. The notion of a curse for the runners-up, often invoked in the aftermath of such high-stakes disappointments, is less a mystical pronouncement and more a reflection of profound emotional investment and the brutal nature of elite competition. It speaks to the psychological burden that descends upon those who have seen the promised land, only to be denied entry at the final gate. For Arsenal in 2006, the curse manifested not as a supernatural force, but as the enduring narrative of the almost, a story that resonated deeply with fans and etched itself into the club's lore. It underscored the immense pressure, the arbitrary nature of fortune, and the sheer audacity required to even reach such a pinnacle. The pain was amplified by the sheer proximity to glory, transforming a mere defeat into a defining moment of collective heartbreak. Yet, within this narrative of near miss and lingering questions lies a profound testament to the human spirit. The 2006 Arsenal team, in their valiant effort against overwhelming odds, exemplified a fierce determination that transcended the final score. Their journey to Paris, characterized by defensive solidity and moments of individual brilliance, remains a source of immense pride for their supporters. It demonstrated that true greatness is not solely measured by the trophies hoisted, but by the indelible mark left on the sport, the beauty of the effort, and the enduring inspiration derived from the pursuit itself. Their story is a powerful reminder that, even in moments of profound disappointment, there can be a unique form of victory, a legacy forged in resilience, and an unyielding commitment to a vision. Ultimately, the enduring legacy of the Arsenal 2006 team is not one of failure, but of an epic journey that concluded with a heartbreaking twist. It stands as a vivid chapter in the larger saga of football's most prestigious competition, a poignant illustration of how destiny, human endeavor, and a fleeting moment of circumstance can converge to shape history. The question of whether a curse truly exists for those who almost touched the trophy might remain unanswered in a literal sense. But the emotional truth of the experience, the profound impact of that near miss, is undeniable. Their story serves as a powerful testament to the beauty and brutality of the beautiful game, leaving us to ponder the enduring power of aspiration, the indelible mark of what if, and the quiet dignity found in the magnificent pursuit, even when the ultimate prize remains just beyond reach. The true practice perhaps begins not in victory, but in the echoes of what was almost achieved, forever shaping the path forward.